Hello, so warm greetings to everyone. My name is Sagar, and today we are going to learn a very important theory and model which usually comes in the UGC NET exam. So, this is the agricultural geography in which the von Thunen's agricultural location theory. So, we'll start by the introduction. So, it is also known as the von Thunen's model of land use planning, which is an empirical model. It is based on real world experiences. So his full name was John Heinrich von Thunen. He was a Prussian landowner. So Prussia is present day Germany. So his time period was 1783 to 1850. So he approximately lived for 67 years. He got an estate or a farm from his father which was named Tello near Rostock village in Mecklenburg in Germany, and all his 40 years of his life he did his work in this estate. So this was the first recognized agricultural location theory which was given by von Thunen in 1826 in his book Der Isolate State, which literally means the isolated state. So this is a German word. So later in 1950s and 60s, many scholars they were influenced by his work and they translated this book into the isolated state. So there were many prominent scholars like O. Jonasson, O. E. Baker, Peter Gould, T. Haggerstand, Robert Sinclair. They postulated their agricultural location theories with some amendments later. So this was a brief introduction. We'll move on to the assumptions of von Thunen's theory. So von Thunen's agricultural location theory, it was a deterministic and normative theory, as I had said earlier, that it was based on experiences, and it seeks to simplify the real world situation by making a set of assumptions. So what were the assumptions? He assumed it an isolated state. It means it had no connections with the outer world, it was enclosed within itself. Next assumption was he assumed it had a uniform plain land. That means there was no mountains, no valleys, no rivers. He assumed everything to be plain and flat. Third, at the center of the agricultural region, he assumed a single isolated town as a single market center. He assumed that it was only that town which had a market and there was nothing around it. And he also assumed as a single form of transportation in the whole region that was a horse-drawn carts. So at that time in 1826, technology was not that advanced as of now. So transportation means were very rare and horse-drawn carts were used at that time for transporting goods. Next assumption is the cost of transportation of freight rate, that is directly proportional to physical distance and weight of goods. So we know as distance increases from the city center or the market, the transportation cost also increases at that rate. So this was one assumption. So next was the distribution of population was uniform throughout the region, and all types of labor cost, selling price of crops are equal everywhere in the region. He assumed that everything is uniform, from population to labor cost to selling of price of crops, everything. Next assumption, farmers were aware of the cost and prices of their products and their main aim was to maximize their profits. Okay. Next, land rent for any agricultural product declined with increasing distance from the market center. Here, land rent does not mean paying rent, but the profit gained by selling the produce. Okay, and the rate of decline varied for each product according to its particular transport cost. So we know that the product which is produced near the market, it has no transportation cost, which eventually gains it the maximum profit. And the products which are produced at a larger distance away from the market, their expenditure is their production cost is more, the transportation cost is more, so they're left with no profit. So the land rent declines as the distance increases from the market. You understood it? So let's move on to the next.